Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Tuesday the 5th of January 2021. Thanks for joining me. I'm using the Radiant Rider-Waite deck for today's reading. This is the reading that I use in all my personal readings. I love this deck. It's the original Rider-Waite deck, so it's the original tarot, but the colors have been updated and you can see it's the regular tarot, but they're a little bit brighter. The borders have been tidied up. So this is my favorite deck. It's the one I always use. And the messages come through really simply. In my experience, and I do a tarot course on the website and I use this deck. In my experience, the simpler the cards, the better, because it opens your channel to get an intuitive message. If you have to really decipher the card endlessly and it demands all your attention, then your focus is on the card rather than the card and your intuition. So it just depends on how you read the cards. But that's my experience of it. First, we've got Temperance. Then we've got the Magician and Death. Okay, so we've got three major arcana cards. So we've got a big, important day here. The Temperance card, you can see this angel kind of dipping its toe in this pool, and a path appears, and that path leads to enlightenment. It leads to divine thinking. So the angel has these two cups. It's balanced within itself. It's emotionally at peace. It's accepting of what's going on, and it takes the ups and the downs of life with acceptance, and it rises above it. So rather than letting your circumstances dictate how you feel and who you are, it's going to be really easy to tap into this inner fire today and to say, I am not my circumstances. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. And if I don't try and change everything, but I realize that this power, the sun at the third eye chakra here, or the crown chakra, the power resides within me, and if I reside on myself and my belief in life, then I create a sense of release and everything kind of deflates. And with that deflation, you're actually able to liberate yourself from a situation. When you fight something, you just kind of cement yourself into that situation. So this is, acceptance is the key to your problems, basically. And by accepting what is, you can see the beauty in what's going on. And you can kind of be in the moment and you can be present. And it's from that present consciousness and being in the stream of life and being in the moment that you really feel your own life as such. Some people hear things, some people get messages, but for most people, it's a sense that I am alive in this very moment. And when you're that clear, that's when this path opens up and you find a solution out, or you find the next chapter in your life. It's a very personal process here, and the Temperance card is saying that you can really have that personal experience of becoming self-reliant by really being able to differentiate today between you and your life as it is now and you as the spiritual being. And you can really see the difference very clearly, and through that vision or that understanding, you're liberated from the circumstances. So it's like Velcro that's been pulled apart, and you can actually do something new. So it's like a seed splitting open and the plant coming out of it. And the way to activate that for yourself is acceptance. Then we've got the Magician. The Magician has one wand, or the wand, kind of pointing up to the sky here, and another hand pointing to the earth. And he is aware of the fact that his magic and the source of the magic stems from somewhere that's outside of him. So he kind of puts this wand up like a battery to be recharged, and he pulls this magical energy into him. Same as here with the sun at the center of his forehead. It's through his willpower that he then translates that magical energy into something real and tangible on planet Earth. But he doesn't have a sun on his forehead. He's got this kind of white ribbon, this bandana kind of thing. And that is spirituality. So it's not about his will. It's about using energy and deferring self-will and saying, the will of the universe be done, and I am just a channel for something good. So you're really tapping into these hugely kind of subtle spiritual energies today, because you're totally at peace with what is going on. And that doesn't happen a lot. I mean, I remember when I first came to Glastonbury, I climbed Glastonbury Tor. And when I was at the top of it, I had this moment of total clarity and peace, and my mind was quiet. And it's something that you remember. You know, it's something that's really meaningful. And I was like, wow, there's something magical to this place. And I actually moved here. So that in itself is a huge gift. But second of all, you're not going to take that energy, that information, and immediately turn it into what you usually would. This, how can I use this to benefit my life? How can I create more abundance? How can I feel better? How can I say wonderful things and impress other people and make good decisions? And how can I find my life purpose? It's simply asking, how can I be a channel for this energy and make a contribution that's totally selfless? And in my experience, being totally selfless is something that we don't achieve very much, because we are beings with an ego and we're all trying to do our best here on planet Earth. And it's the selfless acts that really create magic in life, because when you give something away that you really don't want anything in return, that's when this energy appears and something truly magical does happen. So it's not just about being powerful and having the ability to do things for yourself. It's about having everything at your disposal and seeing how you can slot in to make a positive contribution. The death card is an ending that you really can't argue with. When it comes along, it comes along, and that's the end of it. Full stop, end of story. If you have a discussion about it, it still won't make a difference. And what's interesting here is that we've got total balance and acceptance. We've got self-action, but not from willpower, from kind of spiritual guidance. And then we've got the end to kind of the self in this card. So you really don't need to worry about making big mistakes today, because your ego is kind of muted. It's kind of been turned right down. And acceptance is really strong in this card. It's really strong in this card. And it's by kind of slotting into what's going on into your life at the moment, rather than forcing your way forward and kind of dictating what should be and just accepting what's going on. You find that something new arises, something that you're able to work with in a way that feels like play and fun. And because it's so selfless, it doesn't feel like work. So if you find something that you really enjoy, like a new hobby or charity work, or you get the opportunity to help out somewhere, or to be creative, to entertain, or to write something, then really pay attention to that. You have a kind of emotional equilibrium that you don't always have, and it will lead you to something positive if there's an act of creation that feels really selfless, and it's going to put an end to you always wanting your way or trying to figure it out. And rather than trying to figuring it out, you just listen to your guidance and you act, and you bypass the self, and you do something which, ironically, because it's so selfless, helps you hugely. And it's also the end of resisting what's going on. And it's the acceptance that you are where you are, and that you have all the power that you need. And if you try and aim that selflessly and in a way that's humanitarian, you're really going to benefit yourself, and you're going to put an end to the existing dynamics in your life. So if you're someone who's been very self-interested because you want to get somewhere in life, I mean, that's what our society teaches us, then look at what you can contribute, and that's actually going to take you a lot further than if you were to plug away really effectively at something that was from self-will. By sidestepping the ego and doing what it is you want, you really create a new dynamic, and it's like a new sunrise, a new beginning that creates new life. So the death card and Temperance, they're all about these major cycles in life, and the thing that's constant is you at the center as this conduit of power. And it just depends what you want to channel today: acceptance and opening something new, or whether you want to resist and block that. So again, what I've noticed is if you're in this stream of consciousness and you feel like you're living your life purposefully and in the moment and presently, then sometimes it becomes much easier to understand what your real purpose actually is. So rather than trying to figure it out, it's kind of revealed to you. So put an end to things that haven't served you and things that have kept you going in a loop, you can break free of those kind of cycles now, and you can really get onto a new path that you've never really trod before. It's a whole new experience. And again, I have to say, things that start off with a selfless act are really, really likely to be a positive influence in your life, because it's not about you and it's not about getting you somewhere. When you try and get on this planet, things start to get a little bit dicey. When you give things away, the universe gives back. It's really, really sensitive to any energy you're vibrating at. So this whole bypassing of the self is like this huge gift that you're given that can really put an end to things which have been bothering you for a long time. Number-wise, we've got 14, and 1 is 15, and 13 is 28, 2 and 8 is 10, and 10 reduces to 1 in numerology. 1 is about the pioneer and doing things independently, and 1 is the magician. So you are at the center of this reading, you are the one with all the power, but it's the difference between having to boast about something and tell other people how wonderful you are, to feel validated, and just knowing that you can do it and being able to get on with it. So it's not this thing that you're trying to grow into or get. It's something that just resides within you. And because it's so strong today, you're able to use it selflessly. And that's where the magic kind of occurs and grows from. So have an amazing day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via the website, gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to order your reading. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share the video online. Have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.